AITA for grounding my daughter until she apologizes to my boyfriend. Arsehole. My boyfriend, 22 meters, of 5 months, moved in when lockdown started happening. I, 31, was widowed a year ago, and I feel so lucky to have found love again. Yesterday I come home from shopping and saw my daughter, 13, crying. My late husband owned a pottery studio and would gift specially designed plates and cups to my daughter. We have been keeping those pieces in the same cabinet as the fine china. Today she opens the dishwater and comes to see that my boyfriend and the friends he had over had used the plates and cups her dad designed for her. And one of the cups was particularly chipped, and the rest had stains on them from the food and sauces they were eating. She starts screaming that she hates my boyfriend. I confront my boyfriend, and he gets very upset. He brings up the fact that he had caught one of my daughter's friends drumming his guitar a couple days ago, even though he had said that this was his and his alone. He then gets emotional and says that it's ridiculous that I would defend someone who was clearly intruding upon his personal property. My daughter continues yelling at him, which gets her in trouble with me, as I told her to calm down and I sent her to her room. When I come to give her dinner, she claims that my boyfriend also said that I was a fool for even thinking of siding with a brat who has never contributed anything to the world and has been leeching off me since she was born. When I ask my boyfriend about it, he says that never happened and she's lying to break us apart. I personally have never heard him say anything like that to her. So I go back to my daughter and ask her to apologize to my boyfriend for disrespecting his property, and she refuses, calling him a bunch of disrespectful names. I subsequently ground her, but say that she'd be free to do as she pleases once she apologizes and is willing to start a mature discussion with myself and my boyfriend, since we are a family now. The guitar is very important to my boyfriend, and he felt very hurt that she and her friend were practically rolling their eyes at his wishes. I want my relationship to work, and my boyfriend is already stressed from work and is made even unhappier by my daughter's attitude. AITA for moving a boyfriend into your home just a year after your husband and child's father passes away. AITA for moving a boyfriend into your home who allows his friends to damage your daughter's keepsakes from her father. AITA for not stopping your boyfriend from making the argument about him and his guitar. AITA for believing your boyfriend over your daughter. AITA for taking your boyfriend's side when your daughter is clearly grieving her father. AITA for asking your daughter to call your boyfriend family after you've only been dating him 5 months and her father's only been dead a year. Just to be clear, there is absolutely no place in this situation where you are not the asshole. I'm concerned for your daughter's well-being due to your poor judgment, and I'm heartbroken for your daughter's loss of her father, and for how she must feel that now she lost her mother as well. I hope you can put your own love life on the back burner for a couple years to rebuild the relationship you destroyed with your daughter. If you don't, she is going to cut you out of her life as soon as she can, and with good reason. Oh my god. 5 months. You moved in your boyfriend of only 5 months and expect your teenage daughter to, what, exactly? See him as a father? He's not. Her father is dead. See him as an authority figure? He's not. He's just some guy you're fucking. I get the loneliness, as my husband of only 4 months died unexpectedly on February 20th. I understand how awful it is to lose your partner. I'm not judging you for having a boyfriend. But oh, man, I'm judging you for being a shit mother. He destroyed something that her dead father, your dead husband, FFS, made for her. That can never be replaced. And your response is to be mad at her? Words are not sufficient to describe just how much AITA. Your daughter is only 13 and lost her father only a year ago and now has had to see her mother bring a new man into her life barely 6 months later. Of course she is protective of the gifts she has to remember her father by. Of course she doesn't like your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is an adult who should not be engaging in a feud with a child. Touching his guitar isn't the same as permanently damaging handmade items from her dead father. You need to apologize to your daughter, tell your boyfriend to chill out, and get your daughter some sort of grief counseling. NFO, does your daughter have any family members who care about her? Can she go and live with grandparents or an aunt or uncle who love her? Because you obviously don't give a fuck about a grieving 13-year-old and value the dick you've been shagging for 5 months over the emotional well-being of your child. Best response. Her daughter needs to be far away from her. She is clearly not stable. AITA wow, way to make sure she continues to hate him and resent you. The more I read this, the more angry I get for your poor daughter. Same. I want to give this child a blanket and a hot chocolate after this traumatism. Damn, mom should have to pay for her therapy. AITA, you're putting yourself and your boyfriend ahead of your daughter. This person moved in 7 months after her dad died. Has she even had time to grieve? How well do you even know this person? And now he's breaking the only mementos your daughter has of her father and you're siding with him? She didn't break his guitar, but he broke her plates. You are very obviously the A and can't see past your infatuation. AITA, your daughter lost her father and is now being forced to share a home with another man. You deserve to move on and be happy, but comparing a fucking guitar to ******** one of a kind plates made for your daughter by your dead husband is absolutely disgusting. You have forced your daughter to make huge changes within a ****** short span of time. She's angry, she's in pain, and you don't seem to have much compassion for her struggles or how batshit this arrangement is. Living with someone after 5 months of dating is fast for anyone, but especially a widow with a kid. AITA, the immense emotional value is far greater than your boyfriend's guitar. A guitar can be bought again. Her father can't make those plates again. Are you truly going to value your 5-month boyfriend over your grieving daughter? Your daughter who needs your support more than ever? Really? Your boyfriend will be fine if someone plays his guitar, because at the end of the day it is only a guitar. But you're driving your daughter away. Your boyfriend is being insensitive and childish. He finds out he has probably caused a grieving child immense emotional stress and his response is, my guitar. He is a grown man. Your daughter is a grieving child. You are her only parent. Act like it. Check yourself. You may be grieving, and you may be over the moon for a new love, but that doesn't excuse your responsibility. You are the asshole. Your daughter will leave you at this rate. And at the end of the day, when you're dead, your daughter will tell your story. Not your guitar cradling boyfriend. Yep, unless he got that guitar from BB King or someone like that. It's probably not as special as your daughter's dishes in the least. What a manipulative ass. He knows he can control you, because you'd rather have a new boyfriend than deal with uncomfortable shit. Beware. AITA, your daughter is 13. She's upset because your boyfriend used something that was specifically made for her by her late father who she loved and is ruined. Your boyfriend then decides to get emotional and use the fact her friend touched his guitar and intruded on his personal property as a way to barter his way out of the situation. He was also shocked you would defend her. That is your daughter, of course you would defend her. He also intruded on her personal property which was made for her. I think you need to have a serious chat with your daughter and maybe give more credit to how she's feeling. If this is the first person you are dating after your late husband, she may feel you are replacing him. I also doubt your daughter would make up something he said. Your boyfriend doesn't sound like a good guy at all. AITA, he is an adult, and she is a child. He should have been out the door the moment he damaged something so precious to your child, especially with his petty reasoning of she touched my stuff first. That's not even remotely okay. No part of this is okay. You need to apologize to your kid and make this right, or risk permanently damaging your relationship with her. If you haven't already, please read the above comment. You're risking the relationship with your daughter. Sure, she should apologize too, but he needs to take the first step. He is an adult. And she didn't break his stuff. He broke hers. Please read the above comment. You're risking the relationship with your daughter. Sure, she should apologize too, but he needs to take the first step. He is an adult. And she didn't break his stuff. He broke hers. AITA, like, dear God, I can't believe the fact you didn't realize that while typing this. Those plates are not equivalent to how guitar, and the fact you let him change the subject worries me. Also, like, for God's sake, how could you as a mother move man you've known for less than 7 months move into the house you share with your teenage daughter? Like, goddamn. Especially when he's moving in after her father died. Like, really you need to wake up and get out of this honeymoon phase before you hurt your relationship with your daughter further. Let's assume she's lying, which I don't think she is. The people who typically say stuff like that to children, make sure no other adults hear them say it. However, let's assume she is lying. Of course she has every reason not to like him. She probably feels like you spent no time grieving her father. She probably feels like her space is invaded. And you are probably regularly invalidating her feelings. So of course she is going to act out. You need to look in the mirror and take a good hard look at yourself. AITA. And your boyfriend is childish. He retaliated at a grieving child because someone touched his guitar and didn't damage it by damaging her precious mementos from her dead father, and you punish her. Do you want to alienate your child? FFS pointed to rhyme, especially disgusted by how readily you just decide to believe your boyfriend when he says your daughter is lying about things he said to her because you've never personally heard it. You're a fool if you think your significant other can't be abusive your children behind your back. Sure, your kid could be lying, but you're responsible for protecting your child, so in a he said/she said situation you should be putting the well-being of your child above your new relationship. You've been with him for 5 months and you're already choosing him over her. Frankly, I don't even understand why she's met a guy that you've only been dating 5 months, let alone why you're expecting her to accept him as family now. But that aside, based on what you do know about how he reacted to a child being upset about him disrespecting some sentimental items from her late father and then acting like his guitar is the same thing, it's not even far-fetched to think he might have said those things to your daughter. AITA. You're being an absolute huge asshole. Your daughter is a child. You've moved someone in during a time where everyone is stressed, including her, which seems like a recipe for disaster anyway. She touched a guitar. That's not a big deal. Disrespecting the memory of her father is way worse. You're choosing to believe your boyfriend over your child and showing a disgusting lack of empathy to her. I'm sorry for your loss, but she's lost someone too. She's lost a parent at a young and vulnerable age. Instead of spending time with her and coaching her through it, possibly providing therapy, you've brought a stranger into her life and you're now demanding she respects him when he clearly doesn't respect any of her boundaries. It's gross, and you're showing your own child you care more about yourself and an incredibly young relationship than her and her father's life. Grow up and act like the parent you're supposed to be. Listen to your child now if you want any chance at salvaging a relationship.